I am a 1,000-year-old Ginseng Spirit. Once I repay my debt of gratitude, I can become an immortal. Not long after finding my benefactor, I prepared to chop off an arm to nourish his body. That night, I took a bath, tucked a cleaver into my clothes, and sneaked into his room. Miss, it's so late. What are you doing here? To repay my debt. Repay your debt? I have no worldly possessions, so I can only repay you with my body. Your body. Eeh. This isn't proper, is it? What's not proper about it? You don't need to be polite. Then, under his awkward and shy gaze, I pulled the cleaver out from my clothes. I had slept for decades. After waking up, I stretched and popped out of the ground. I carefully inspected myself. My ginseng rootlets were perfectly fine. Not a single one was missing. Oh me! Shenshen, why are you glowing with golden light? Iringtis. I turned around and saw a giant white python coiled around a tree, speaking human words. Xiaobai. It's you. You can talk now. I remembered the last time I saw Xiaobai. He was still a little white snake. Back then, he was covered in injuries and tried to eat me. But I beat him up soundly and casually tied him into a little dough twist. Xiaobai cried so miserably. I was caught by bad guys, locked in an alchemy furnace, and desperately escaped, only to get beaten up by a ginseng fiend. Yes, that was me. The Ginseng Spirit, who beat him up. At that time, his crying annoyed me so much that I stuffed a small section of my rootlet into his mouth. Xiaobai stopped crying and started chewing. And just like that, I lost a piece of my root. But Xiaobai's injuries healed, and we became friends from then on. Shenshen, do you even remember how long you've been cultivating? I guess I've taken a few hundred naps. Probably over 1,000 years. 1,000-year ginseng. Ugh. Xiaobai, your ego is swelling. Realizing the disparity in our strength, Xiaobai blinked his eyes and said, "Hee hee, I'm just playing around." I stretched my limbs, transformed into my human form, hung Xiaobai on the tree, and casually tied him into a good luck knot. Then I headed down the mountain. Shenshen, where are you going? Down the mountain to repay my debt. Look at me. I'm about to become an immortal. All spirits cultivate for the sake of becoming immortals. I was no exception. I had cultivated diligently for a millennium, and was only one step away from the immortal gate, back when I was just a little ginseng spirit. I slept deeply, and was dug up by humans. Fortunately, the child of that family secretly dropped me on the ground. That was how I luckily survived. Although the child might have just been playing around. To me, it was a heavenly grace that had to be repaid only by cutting off mortal karma. Could I ascend and become an immortal? After all, isn't that how storybooks always write it? So, I planned to go down the mountain to repay him. The child, who saved me back then, was reincarnated as a young general in this life. Today, he happened to be passing by the foot of the mountain. Sure enough, I hadn't walked for long before I caught the scent of my benefactor. I hurriedly ran towards that direction. But a human body only has 2 legs, and I was moving them too fast. My left foot tripped over my right foot, and I had an intimate encounter with the ground. The fragrance of the soil Smell sud-ouest go. Let me just lie here a bit longer. Miss. Are you all right? Hearing this, I looked up and saw a handsome young man in armor, covered in blood, leaning against a tree. It seemed highly likely that he was the one who wasn't all right. With a single glance, I could tell. He was the reincarnation of the child from back then. Benefactor, I shouted excitedly. Regardless of everything else, I pounced towards him. Unsurprisingly, I tripped over myself again. Titim. I crashed solidly onto my benefactor. The person beneath me let out a groan of pain, and then went completely silent. Oh dear, did I crush him to death? I scrambled up in a panic and checked his breathing. Thank goodness, I just knocked him out cold. He can still be saved. But he's unconscious. My ginseng rootlets. I was at a loss for what to do. Right at that moment, the good luck knot slithered down from the mountain. Oh my word. Did you come down to repay a debt or seek revenge? I admit, I really lacked experience. I wanted to save him. But how do I save an unconscious person? Emph. I know how, but I'm not telling you. Who told you to tie me into a knot again? Xiaobai, I was wrong. I promise I will never tie you into a good luck knot again. Nursing humans is very troublesome. You have to put him in a room, shielded from the wind and sun, then stop the bleeding, bandage him, and feed him medicine. How can he take medicine while unconscious? He doesn't necessarily have to chew your roots. You can soak your roots in water and feed him the water. It works the same. Following Xiaobai's advice, I carried my benefactor to a small courtyard, bandaged his wounds, and fed him 3 bowls of ginseng rootlet water. The next morning, my benefactor indeed woke up. I am Huo Langxing. Thank you, miss, for saving my life. No, I should be thanking you for saving my life. When did I ever save you, miss? Anyway, you did save me. But you probably just don't remember. I'm here to repay you. Is there anything you want? Since I have forgotten it, how can I accept your favor, miss? As for your kindness in saving me, I will surely repay it in the future. No. I was the one who knocked you out. It doesn't count as saving you, and you don't need to repay me. But I definitely must repay you. I will still have to trouble you to take care of me for a few days. Please, give me some time to think about it. How may I address you, miss? Shenshen. Greetings, Miss Shenshen. Raising a human is truly difficult. The mountains are full of resources, but I completely don't know how to cook. All I could do was feed Huo Langxing my ginseng rootlet water. Luckily, his fate was tough. He survived just fine solely on my rootlet water. 3 days later, Huo Langxing was able to get out of bed. He went hunting himself, cooked meals, and even took the prey to town to trade for silver. He gave all the silver he earned to me. Why give it to me? I won't die. I won't die. I haven't even seen this stuff before. Then tomorrow, I'll take you to town to buy some things. The next day in town, Huo Langxing spent all the silver and bought me several outfits. Looking at the colorful dresses, my mouth twitched. You're a young lady. Don't always wear such dull colors. In nature. Growing into colors like these means you're either poisonous Or DCZ. But Huo Langxing insisted on buying them. Two women behind us started gossiping. Startling me. Look at these little vixens nowadays. Always playing hard to get. Exactly. With her innocent look. Who knows how many men she seduced. I stood there, not knowing what to do. But Huo Langxing walked over and took my hand. Milady. It's my fault for being useless. I only earned this little bit of silver. Let's buy a few more dresses for you. Sir, you look like you come from a noble family. You must have been seduced into eloping by this woman. If you ask me, you should go home early. Women like her are only after your silver. She won't sincerely live a life with you. If my lady likes silver, that's wonderful. I am the only son in my family. In the future, my family's entire fortune will be hers. Does my lady like that? I like it. I like it. Huo Langxing led me away, leaving the two women gnashing their teeth in anger. After walking a long distance, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. You didn't do anything wrong. Why were you so nervous? They were scolding you. Why didn't you talk back? Scolding me? I don't think so. I really am a spirit, after all. I really don't know how you grew up so big. Growing up is easy. Just sleep a lot in the dirt. And I grew up. That night, just as Huo Langxing fell asleep. Noises came from outside the courtyard. Première cigade. These people in black clothes were truly persistent. They came every night to try and kill Huo Langxing. I didn't know they were here to kill people at first. After all, I wasn't very familiar with human habits. It wasn't until they put a blade to his neck, almost ruining my path to immortality, that I realized something was wrong. I hurriedly used my magic. The next night, they came again. Humans are so strange. Just as I was preparing to cast a spell, the door of the next room opened. Huo Langxing's wounds hadn't healed yet. And before I could refuse, he pushed the door open, drew his sword, and rushed out. I peeked through the crack in the door. Huo Langxing fought 1 against 5, without showing any fear. Not long after, those men in black fled. However, Huo Langxing's wounds tore open again. As I skillfully changed his dressing, he suddenly grabbed my hand. Shenshen. I have to go. Double. I haven't repaid my debt yet. I have some matters to handle. If I stay here any longer, I will implicate you. You've taken care of me for so many days. The debt is considered paid. I shook my head. Heavenly grace is a heavy burden. This little bit of repayment is nothing. Besides, if it were truly repaid, I would have ascended to immortality. I definitely must leave. Go, if you must, I pondered for a moment. Even if he leaves, I can secretly follow him. But, in his current condition, he could easily die. I need to nourish his body first. There are very few things in this world as nourishing as me. So, I plan to chop off an arm to feed him. Having made up my mind, I turned and ran to the kitchen. Premier en sud-ouest fast. That I didn't see the deep reluctance in Huo Langxing's eyes. Premier tout cabat. Tucked a cleaver in my clothes and sneaked into his room. It's so late. What are you doing here? To repay my debt. Repay your debt. I have no worldly possessions, so I can only repay you with my body. Shenshen, what are you saying? This isn't proper. What's not proper? You're leaving. Who knows when I'll see you next time? Let's just do a little bit of repaying first. No. How can we just do such a thing on a whim? Wouldn't this ruin your reputation? It won't. Just this once. It's nothing. Shenshen, listen to me. You and I cannot be so casual about this. If you truly have such intentions in the future, we can talk about the future later. Today, I must repay this debt. 10. Then I will marry you. Then, under his awkward and shy gaze. Premier intimissage. And pulled out the cleaver. What are you doing? To nourish your body. Nothing is more nourishing than my flesh and blood. How can you trust such ancient quack prescriptions? It's not a quack prescription. Many doctors write prescriptions like this. Those are all quacks. You don't have to do this. Rest assured. Since I have promised you, I will definitely come back to find you. Right now, I have urgent matters to attend to. Wait for me to come back and pick you up. I couldn't argue with him. So I had to stay up all night, preparing some rootlet water for him to take. Remember to change your dressing and don't get hurt again. Shenshen, don't worry. I will definitely return to pick you up as soon as possible. As soon as Huo Langxing's front foot left, my back foot transformed into my true form and followed him. I have to admit, walking on all my rootlets is much faster. Huo Langxing was actually walking quite slowly. Sometimes I even had to sit in a tree and wait for him. Huo Langxing rode quickly all the way and stealthily entered Lingshan City. I didn't need to disguise myself because I could just travel underground. Half an hour later, inside a house, Huo Langxing was talking to a man. I sat on the roof beam, feeling drowsy. Général. After you went missing, City Lord Jiang sent many people to look for you. Are you all right? He didn't send people to look for me. He sent people to kill me. That day, I discovered his secret in the City Lord's manor. That's why he wanted to kill me. But with your skills, how could his men possibly? What is your plan now, General? Let's not alert the snake in the grass just yet. Tomorrow at noon, take a group of men to the city gate to welcome me. I will enter the city openly. Then he won't be able to do anything. The general is blessed by fate. You will surely expose City Lord Jiang's conspiracy. It wasn't that I was blessed by fate. A woman saved me. Général, since the City Lord has discovered you, will that woman be in danger? I opened my eyes and saw Huo Langxing getting on his horse. He headed towards my small wooden cabin. Route sud-ouest fast. That I didn't really want to chase him. I thought about it and decided to just use my earth traveling spell to go back and wait for him. A moment later, I popped my head out in front of the wooden cabin. For some reason, the small courtyard was a mess. As if it had been ransacked. The sun wasn't up yet, and underground was moist and comfortable. I didn't really want to come out, thinking that it would take Huo Langxing a while to return. I decided to bury myself in the dirt for a bit longer. Asli, première fell asleep. Later, finding the morning sun too glaring, I even pulled a large leaf to cover my head. As soon as Huo Langxing entered the courtyard, he saw the complete mess. Shenshen. Shenshen. The originally tidy courtyard was no more. And even that slightly scatterbrained girl was missing. Huo Langxing searched the entire cabin and courtyard, but still found nothing. Just as he grabbed his sword and was about to return to Lingshan City for revenge, a tuft of hair in the bushes by the door caught his attention. Huo Langxing stepped forward, lifted that huge leaf, and saw a familiar human head. Huo Langxing fell straight back onto the ground. He couldn't believe his eyes. She was here to repay her debt to him just a day ago. This girl was still full of life, talking about repaying him. Huo Langxing's heart sank little by little. He reached out, wanting to pick up the head, but found he couldn't lift it. Huo Langxing was a bit bewildered. The touch in his hands was warm and smooth, completely different from a dead person. But by instinct, he exerted force to lift it again. Still couldn't lift it. The next moment, the head in his hands suddenly moved, then opened its eyes and greeted him. You're back. When I gradually opened my eyes, I saw Huo Langxing's expression torn between tears and laughter. Looking closely, there seemed to be tear streaks on his face. I wanted to reach out and wipe them for him, but realized only my head was sticking out, while my hands were buried in the soil. When it comes to digging through dirt, it's very easy for a ginseng root to do so, but very difficult for a human body. I struggled twice, but couldn't get out, so I could only ask Huo Langxing for help. Benefactor, could you pull me out? Huo Langxing sat there stunned for a long while before he got up to dig. Throughout the process, his expression was bizarre. After my whole body was dug out, Huo Langxing's expression finally returned to normal. Shenshen, who tried to bury you alive? I think it was myself. You don't need to be afraid. Just tell me. It was my lack of forethought to leave you here alone. No one really buried me. I just like staying in the dirt. Really. Forget. Even if you don't say it, I know who did it. Rest assured, I will seek justice for you. Why do I feel like he doesn't know at all? But I had no chance to explain, because Huo Langxing was wiping the mud off my hands bit by bit, with an incredibly earnest expression. The young man in front of me was very handsome. No wonder spirits all want to cultivate into human form. One involuntarily leaned closer to Huo Langxing, but he reached out and pushed my head back. A lady should be reserved. Reserved? What's that? Not understanding, I continued to lean in. A moment later, Huo Langxing's ears flushed with a rosy hue, which looked very nice. As I was looking intently, Huo Langxing spoke again. Shenshen, you don't have to be reserved now. Not reserved. What is that? I stood up and put some distance between myself and Huo Langxing after cleaning me up. Huo Langxing wanted to take me back to Lingshan City. I don't have any strong opinions. I just want to repay my debt. Repaying it anywhere is the same. But shortly after we set off, I saw Xiaobai coiled up in a big tree. Seeing Huo Langxing and me riding on the horse, he flicked his tongue at me. Shenshen, where are you going? I'm going to Lingshan City to repay my debt. You can't, Shenshen. You cannot go to Lingshan City. There are bad people in Lingshan City. Don't attack. He is my friend. When I was young, I was caught by people from Lingshan City. Someone there is using spirit beasts to refine pills. It's very dangerous for you to go there. Xiaobai. This is my path to immortality. I must go. Xiaobai understood my meaning. He hissed twice, turned his head, and left. His departing silhouette looked a bit desolate. He is your friend. Yes. I lived in the mountains since I was young. I don't have many friends. Shenshen. There are many people in Lingshan City. You will have many friends in the future. Indeed, there were many people. And they were indeed very nice. A granny would help me sew my robe. After I crawled out of the dirt, the kids on the street corner played in the mud with me and would share their candies. There were also many young men who gave me flowers. Though Huo Langxing didn't like that. But as good as Lingshan City was, it was always covered in a grey haze, making me feel uncomfortable all over. Benefactor. This city doesn't feel right. Shenshen. Once I get rid of the bad people, Lingshan City will get better. Stay here for the next few days. I will send someone to protect you. I was rolling around on the empty ground by the door. There was really too little dirt in the city. Otherwise I wouldn't be competing with the grass for nutrients. A pair of snow-white embroidered shoes stopped by my head. I immediately sat up. The newcomer was a young lady dressed all in white. Are you the woman General Huo brought back? So dirty? Dirty. Then let me wipe it off. I used the white skirt in front of me to wipe my hands. The next moment, how dare you use my skirt to wipe your hands? Believe it or not, I'll have my father kill you. Our young lady is the city lord's only daughter. Are you crazy? Mood. Thank you, Miss Jiang. I was just looking for this. I have to return the favor. I swung my arms, dug up the dirt. Madmud by the girls. At first, they also wanted to continue liking me back. But they were too slow. And were quickly overwhelmed by my enthusiasm. I thought they would be very happy. But they both ran away crying. You bitch. I'm not done with you. That night, Huo Langxing heard about what happened during the day and laughed heartily. Shenshen. Well done. I will not ally with the city lord. Nor will I marry his daughter. In the future, if anyone makes you unhappy, feel free to fight back boldly. Première cigade. I didn't dislike her. I already used my highest etiquette to show my liking for her. But before I could speak, I noticed a dark aura between Huo Langxing's brows. He had a death omen. What are you going to do these next few days? Go, handle a little matter. Shenshen. Did you hear something? Rest assured, I will be fine. No. If you do this, you will definitely be in trouble. Can you just not go? Shenshen. Imestigo. The city lord of Langxing City is slaughtering spirit beasts to refine evil pills. He uses these pills to turn people into monsters, neither human nor ghost. He sent people to hunt me down back then, because I discovered his secret. This time I returned, pretending to cooperate with him, just to make him lower his guard. Tomorrow night, he will dump the evil medicine into Langxing City's water source. By then, all the citizens of Langxing City will become his puppets, and Langxing City will become a ghost town. So, tomorrow night I must strike first. For the sake of the entire Langxing City, I must do this. Is that your wish? Shenshen. Every lantern you see represents a family. The child who shared candy with you, the granny who helped sew your clothes, are all among them. Shenshen. I know this mission is very dangerous. Tomorrow night, when I make my move, I will send you out of the city first. If you succeed, I'll be perfectly fine. If you fail, even if I leave the city, I won't survive either. Shenshen. Wait for me to return. Then I will marry you. Because I love you. Shenshen. Wait for me to come back. I stood there, in silent sigh. I knew he wouldn't come back, but I couldn't stop him. Tomorrow night, he is destined to fail, and Langxing City will still turn into a ghost town. As if to confirm my thoughts, rolling thunder surged above Langxing City. In broad daylight, the sky turned pitch black. But for half a day, not a single drop of rain fell. Even the heavens knew there was a great calamity looming over Langxing City. Oh, look at that, thunder right when I arrive. Xiaobai. Weren't you afraid of Langxing City? Hey, look at our bond. Langxing City is so dangerous. How could I feel at ease leaving you here alone? Xiaobai. Tell me the truth. How did you get here? You're such a giant snake. It couldn't have been easy for you to enter the city. Xiaobai, tell the truth. Stinky Shenshen. Didn't you say you wouldn't tie me into a knot anymore? This is a regular knot, not a good luck knot. Spit it out. Why are you here? Your benefactor invited me. He came to the Western Mountain to find me yesterday, treated me to a hearty meal with 8 chickens, to take you out of the city tonight. He said the city was dangerous, and he was worried about you. What danger could a 1,000-year-old great spirit like you be in? But a free meal of 8 chickens is not to be missed. So here I am. Now that I've eaten my fill, and your benefactor is about to die anyway, let's go back. Shenshen. I know you are eager to become an immortal, but this thing depends on destiny. If you break his mortal doom, it will cost your cultivation. Besides, his wish isn't to just survive. Even if you save him, if you go back to cultivate slowly, you won't be able to repay your debt in his lifetime. Might as well go back now and wait for his reincarnation. But I know what he wants now. If I fulfill his wish, that should count as repaying the debt, right? Are you crazy? He wants Langxing City. Then I will help him save Langxing City. Having said that, I sat cross-legged, trying hard to separate a small piece of my spiritual essence. No matter how precious 1,000-year ginseng is, it cannot bring the dead back to life. The only thing that can save Huo Langxing is the spiritual essence from my 1,000 years of cultivation. Seeing my actions, Xiaobai let out a heavy sigh. And then, looking utterly resigned. Kwaliahunm. Togwarme. At noon the next day, I finally opened my eyes. The sky was still covered in oppressive grey, seemingly foreshadowing the city's future. I handed the separated spiritual essence to Xiaobai. Tonight, please help me save Huo Langxing. I'm going to the water source to intercept the poisoner. Aren't you afraid I'll run away with your spiritual essence? This thing is equivalent to many years of my own hard cultivation. Xiaobai, I'm not afraid of you running away. I'm afraid you won't dare to enter the city lord's manor. Humph, don't worry, I am no longer just an ordinary little snake. Tonight I will give your essence to him. And then I'll go to the water source to find you. Once you've repaid your debt, we'll return to the mountain to cultivate. I plan to intercept the people, dropping the evil medicine and then destroy the poison. That way, Lingshan City could be saved. Although saving Huo Langxing cost me some cultivation. As long as the debt was repaid, I could just make it up by cultivating for a few more decades. As soon as I popped out of the ground, I realized something was wrong. The entire water source was filled with a nauseating stench. Even the plants near the water source had already withered. The evil medicine had already been dumped in. The information Huo Langxing got was fake. No wonder he was destined to fail. That cunning city lord had never trusted him. I stared helplessly at the blackened water source. No. I would have to throw all my spiritual essence into the water to neutralize the poison's toxicity. Just thinking about it, I shook my head decisively. 1,000 years of cultivation. I really couldn't bear to part with it. I didn't want to leave. But the scenes inside the city inexplicably flashed into my mind. The granny who sewed my skirt, lying on the ground, wailing endlessly. The children who gave me candies, covered in kringinpang. And Huo Langxing, covered in blood. Do you think you can save Lingshan City? Stop dreaming. I dropped the medicine long ago. By tomorrow morning, Lingshan City will turn into a living hell. Ah. Haha, even so. Eliminating evil for the people is my duty. If a general's duty is to eliminate evil for the people, then isn't an immortal's duty to protect all living beings? If I am stingy with this cultivation base, I might never be able to become an immortal. Forget it, even if I scatter my cultivation. I can just recultivate for another 1,000 years. There's nothing to be afraid of. Having made up my mind, I sat down by the water source, sending my spiritual essence into the water, little by little. I was prepared to sacrifice all my cultivation. But I didn't expect that thoroughly purifying the water source would require all of me, including my physical form. I wasn't afraid of starting over. But what if I can't start over? I hesitated for a moment, then used a brush to draw a picture on the ground. I wanted to tell Xiaobai that I couldn't go back to the mountain with him. Huo Langxing knows how to read. So I left a few words for him. The debt of the past is repaid. May you live a long, long life. As the water source regained its golden glow, my consciousness also gradually dissipated. I seemed to see a man and a snake running toward me. I wanted to tell them that the sick people in the city would recover soon. Unfortunately, I couldn't utter the words. My consciousness scattered in the wind. When I opened my eyes again, before me was a pure, white aura of light. Little Shenshen, you sacrificed yourself to save others. Your merit is boundless. The heavenly Tao can grant you one wish. With your millennium of cultivation, you could join the immortal ranks. But you still have unresolved romantic destiny in the mortal realm. Whether to become an immortal or return to the mortal world, you can choose yourself. I want to become an immortal. As soon as I spoke, my vision brightened. I floated in the air like a wisp of thin mist. Changes were happening in Langxing City. A heavy rain fell. The rain poured for a day and a night, washing away all the impurities. Someone saw a giant python at the water source. That person knelt in terror, begging for mercy. But the giant python simply turned and left. That person fearfully drew water and went home, only to find that the water could cure the evil illness. The word spread quickly. In just a short month, Langxing City regained its vitality. After recovering, everyone went to the water source to thank the great snake. The great snake suddenly appeared and spoke in human language. The one who saved you was Shenshen, not me, standing behind the crowd. Huo Langxing naturally heard this sentence too. Ever since I left, he came here every single day and stayed for a long while each time. Shenshen was a 1,000-year-old Ginseng Spirit. Even if she hadn't done this, you two couldn't have been together anyway. Sai. A love between a spirit and human has no good outcome. You should let it go soon. Ikno. Ayar la terre. Langxing City built a new temple for a goddess. Thanks to the flourishing incense offerings, I smoothly understood the duties of a deity. I am now a minor local earth deity. Occasionally they arranged some minor tasks for me to eliminate demons and monsters. Most of the time, I stay in my small temple. My golden statue was made very beautifully. It is said that young General Huo oversaw it personally. But right after young General Huo finished my statue, a war broke out. I never saw him, but Xiaobai came often. He grew bigger and bigger, looking like he was about to transform into a dragon. He always coiled at the base of my statue to sleep. The people of Langxing City were used to it, and even called him Lady Snake Immortal. Lately, Xiaobai had been learning to read. He nested in the tree, reading every day, dozing off. After studying for 3 months, young General Huo is illiterate. The Shen in Shenshen isn't written like this. Days passed one by one. A few years later, young General Huo returned. At this point, he probably shouldn't be called young General anymore. With gentle eyes, he placed a basket of fresh soil on my altar table. Shenshen. Long time no see. Shenshen. I will fulfill your wish for you, all right? Having been an immortal for years, I finally knew that storybooks were all lies. Back then, I was one step away from the immortal gate. Not because I had a debt to repay, but because I hadn't yet grasped the true meaning of immortality. Sacrificing myself to save others earned me boundless merit. I watched Huo Langxing's back as he walked towards the heavenly palace. and chuckled softly. My mortal karma with him had ended. But our romantic destiny had not. Huo Langxing, I'll wait for you to fulfill my wish. 600 years later, I went to a banquet in the ninth heaven. As soon as I arrived, I heard two changes, whispering. Did you hear? A god of war has ascended from the mortal realm. Yes, I heard. He's quite a formidable figure. For more than 10 consecutive lifetimes, he was a hero who died for his country.